I want to share with you how I create images for abstract information, because abstract information is the most common type of information you're going to come across. So being able to create images for it is going to be crucial. Now, an event I absolutely despise is abstract images. And that's because you just have these random blobs of the grayscale with different patterns, and that's it. And what happens is when I really concentrate, really focus, all the images come down to birds and fish. That's it. I don't know why. So for example, I see a bird right here. Here's the beak, and then there's like the feathers and body. And then over here, I see another bird. It's like a hunched over bird. Here, I even see a bird as well, like a long beak. Here's the head, the eyes. And so when it comes to actually memorizing it, it's a complete mess, because when I create the stories for each of these different lines, I'm like, okay, I see a bird again. I see a fish. Wait, this fish had like a big head. And so it makes it really complicated. But the reason I have this problem is because I try to focus so much on getting the best image possible. And that is what's hurting me. And it might be hurting you too, that just because you have this abstract piece of information, you need to find this like ideal image for it. No, because how I got better at this event was using whatever came to my mind. And as you can tell, there's different patterns to them, different grayscale. This one's like half white, I guess like half gray and half darker gray. And so I started using absolutely everything to help me come up with imagery for these different abstract images. And I did a million times better. So for example, if I go right here, for some reason I think of a rock like this lava rock, because these little pits kind of remind me of it for some reason. I don't know why. Here, I can kind of see like these different little like waves, like, I don't know, they kind of look like little wavy lines in them. So that kind of reminds me of like raindrops. And so when I started doing that, my stories were a million times easier to create and recall, because I had all this different imagery compared to having a fish or a bird. No, it was like duck, or it looked like a pigeon, which absolutely messed me up. And so this is something you have to do. Use whatever comes to your mind when you create images, because it's going to be a lot faster and it's going to be a lot stronger because you have all this variation in your imagery. Now you might be thinking, that's great and it works for, abstract images, but that's not really useful. Well, when it comes to the geography of countries, what do you have? Random shapes, right? Random blobs. And so that's the exact way I created images for all those different geographical locations of the country. I use whatever came to mind, like, oh, this shape, it kind of looks like a snake. It kind of looks like a slug. And boom, that's what I went with. And it even applies to, words. So if you have the word greatness, for me, when I see greatness, I'm like, okay, I need to memorize this word. Okay, crate, mess. Crate, mess. Okay, so I see this crate, and maybe I open the crate, and there's a big mess inside. There you go. I didn't overthink it. I didn't try to like, hey, wait, greatness. Okay, what's great? Who's great? No, I didn't try to like dissect it. I just went with whatever came to my mind. And so that's what you need to start doing for abstract information, because you run into a lot of abstract information, especially like if you're studying science, and math. You have all these different ideas that aren't really concrete. They're really abstract. And then you're like, okay, how am I going to remember, electrons do this, and this? Go with whatever comes to your mind first. If you forget it, that's okay. Troubleshoot why you might have forgotten the image, and then move on. And so hopefully you found this video useful, giving you some little tips and tricks that I use to create images for abstract information. And this is probably like the worst information I've ever learned, There's information that gets me like kind of frustrated, but this training for it, man, it was a challenge in itself. So hopefully you enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time.